Welcome back, everybody. Today we have a really cool deck. We're going to be seeing Dedra Tarkin Town. This deck is an amazing combination between a really strong aggro deck that can still control your opponent's board and keep drawing cards so that you don't run out of fuel, which is usually the problem with aggro decks. We're going to be seeing the deck list, we're going to be seeing some matches, and we're going to be seeing some stats from the games we have already played. We're around a 52% win rate right now with the deck, and I'm sure that's going to get better as we get to know the deck better. So let's go in, check the matches, check the list, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so here we go. This is the list. So there's several cards that we play a lot in other lists, but are played different here. So it's important to take that into account. I'll show you in a minute. Let's take a look first at Dedra. So her action is pay 1, exhaust, and then choose an enemy unit, and its controller deals 2 damage to it unless they let you draw a card. So this is really good because it synergizes really well with the rest of the cards we're playing in the deck. If they let you draw, you're going to be dealing a huge amount of damage, playing tokens, etc. during your turn. And if they deal damage to their units, we're going to be able to use Tarkin Town, and we're going to be able to use the ability of our units to clear the board of our opponent. So overall, a pretty solid ability. I like her a lot. It's really fun to play. So let's see. We're playing here's some Reckless Gunslinger. So this card has Muggle, so you can think that this is a card you want to put in your resources, but it's not necessarily like the best play. What we're seeing here is that the best play I've seen with Dedra, it depends on the matchup, but most of the times you want to play Reckless Gunslinger as your turn 1 or Daring Raid as your turn 1, right? So you play Reckless Gunslinger, and then you still have one resource open to do Jedra's ability. You want to pressure your opponent to either let you draw cards from turn 1, or being able to deal 2 damage and then Tarking Town on turn 1 your opponent's unit, and then you're ahead with a 2-1 unit that already dealt 1 damage to your opponent's base. So a good play to start off is playing Reckless Gunslinger, not putting in the resources, and doing that with Dedra. The other way is using Daring Raid, especially if you're going second. So what you do is, first, your opponent plays a unit. First action, you use Dedra's ability. They let you draw a card, thinking their unit's going to be safe, and then you Daring Raid the unit and Tarking Town it. So you are actually a card ahead, and you've dealt with the unit. So really good. Hotshot D44 Blasters. This is one of those cards that you immediately put in your resources because that's how you're supposed to use it. But not in this deck because we are not playing yellow. So this is a card that's going to cost 5 to play from your resources, and it's not going to be worth it. This is a card that you just want to put as a one-off to apply pressure. And why a one-off, just paying 1? Because this is a deck that usually wants to do Dedra's ability every single turn. So you're not playing on curve. You're not playing a cost 2, then a cost 3, then a cost 4, then a cost 5. You are usually playing around with your resources okay, I'm going to play this 1 drop, and then I'm going to play this 2 drop, or I'm going to play this 2 drop and then do Dedra's ability, or then when I have 4 resources, I'm playing a 2-cost unit, I'm playing Hotshot Blaster, and I'm using Dedra's ability, or like you're playing around. It's not the type of deck where you're just like playing hand blue, where you're just going on curve every single turn trying to play the most expensive unit you can. So take that into account. The cards that we do want to put in resources, and this is very important, is Sudden Ferocity. So Sudden Ferocity is amazing when coming out of the resources, especially because you want to keep the card advantage. So the turn that you deploy Dedra, and that's really important, she deploys at 4, right? So she comes down really fast. You want to be able to either use her action before deploying her and leaving 3 resources ready to put Sudden Ferocity on Dedra. But if you do that, you're going to have probably the card you drew off her, and then you're not playing a card from your hand, so you have 1 more card than your opponent because you played a card from your resources. And then Dedra's ability, she's at 2/5 with Raid 2 if you have more cards than your opponent in hand. So at turn 4, you can swing 7 damage with Dedra if you play Sudden Ferocity and have more cards than your opponent in hand. And then next turn, he just has to deal with her, or she's going to do an additional 7, probably even more if we use aggressive negotiations on her. So before we check out the rest of the list, I want to jump really fast and check this out. So this is the stats of the games we've played so far, right? And you can see here we have three cards that are extremely, extremely important, and then four more cards that are really, really good. So we have you need to be playing aggression, aggressive negotiations, or sudden ferocity in the decks you want to win. So here you can see we have 14 wins, 13 losses, close to a 52% rate. But out of those 14 wins, 9 of those wins I've either played aggression, aggressive negotiations, or sudden ferocity in 8 of them. So that's really, really important as we see the list, because it shows what are the really, really important cards in the deck. So we've already talked about aggressive negotiations in other videos. This card is just one of the best cards that came out in Secrets of Power, in my opinion. It gives you attack with the unit, and then for this attack, it gets +1/+0 for each card in your hand. You're trying to do Dedra's ability every single turn so that you can draw an additional card. So this becomes just an amazing, amazing card overall. Sometimes you attack with Dedra the turn after you deploy her, and you're dealing like 12 damage to base or even more. And you need to take into account sometimes it's worth to not put resources down, which is counterintuitive. You want to put a resource down every single turn. Not here. Sometimes, if you think you can close off the game before reaching this 6 cost units that we're playing, go ahead and don't resource anything. You keep it in hand. If that's going to give you an additional hit with aggressive negotiations, and then you're still going to have plays, like I was telling you, playing Academy Disciplinarian or just your low curve, you don't have to go up to 6 resources for Ruthless Raider if you can close the game before by using the extra cards in hand. Then we are also playing, let's keep going down through the list. We're playing our 2-drops, very, very important. We have most of our list is 2-drops because we want to be playing 2-drops, as I was telling you, even in turn 2 and turn 3, to leave open resources for Hotshot Blaster, for Daring Raid, and for Dedra's ability. So we're playing Bo-Katan, just amazing overall, 3/3 for 2 that can even draw you a card if she's defeated after a base has 15 or more damage. Crosshair is amazing here. You're also going to see really fast over here that we are playing Crosshair also in 6 of the games we've won. So he's really, really good. He just deals an amazing amount of damage, and he combos really well with Academy Disciplinarian. So what you do is you play Crosshair, right? You attack for 2, deal damage to something else, and then you play Academy Disciplinarian, deal 1 damage to Crosshair, ready him up again, attack, and then you can deal another damage to Academy Disciplinarian, and you're dealing just with Crosshair like 8 damage in a single turn. So he's really, really good. I really try and play him as much as I can. That's the 2-drop I'm prioritizing right now. Apart from Zero Karn, which he is very, very important. Let's finish off here with Kylo really fast, just a 3/2 in space. There's a couple of matches where you want to go really hard in space. Like, that if you play in ground, you're going to get controlled, you're going to get stopped by a couple of Sentinels, especially those official decks or things that are playing a lot of Sentinels on ground. Try and go just a fast way in space. So play that Silencer, play the Strike Ship, use your aggressive negotiations and your sudden ferocities on your spaceships, and just try to ignore ground, because Sentinels can be a big trouble if you can't control them early enough. And then Zero Karn is incredibly, incredibly good in some matchups. I especially like him against Han. So we've seen Han topping really, really hard on the tournaments right now. That's hand 1, because hand 1 is using his hand to just ramp and go ahead in resources. So he usually can't discard cards to counter Cyril's Karn ability, which is on attack, you disclose 2 red and dark side, which is really easy because we're playing double aggression and a bunch of dark side cards. And then if your opponent doesn't discard a card from hand, you deal 2 damage to a unit. So Cyril is just, it does so much work against Han. Like, by himself, he's controlling your whole opponent's board. So really, really good card there. Mulligan for Cyril if you're playing against Han. Then we're playing Warrior of Clan Ordo, just another 3/3 for 2. He's my least preferred of all of them when I'm deciding what 2-drops to keep. But if I don't have other 2-drops, he just helps a lot for not mulliganing your hand. If that's all you have, he works perfectly as a 2-drop, just not the best of all of them. Academy Disciplinary, we've talked a really good combo he has with Crosshair, but overall he readies everything in your almost everything in your list, and he readies also um, your Dedra Miro. So that's really important because Dedra is your hardest hitting 2 strength unit. She swings for 4 if you have extra more hand than your opponent. So he's also really, really good to just ready her up and attack again, deal 4, and just a strong body to leave in the field as the 3/4. Chairman Parnodia, again, you guys know if you've seen the Cassian video that I love this card, and he's especially good here because every single time your opponent doesn't want to deal damage to their units with your Dedra ability, you get to create a token. Then you're also creating tokens with aggression. You're also creating tokens every time your opponent draws an additional card for any reason. So very, very, very good card. He's also has a very, very good stat line as a 2/6, and you can ready him with Academy Disciplinarian. Just very, very good overall. You can ready him with aggression, etc. So very, very good card. Grand Inquisitor, you can also see that we are playing him a lot in the games we're winning. That's because he's also very, very hard. Uh, he hits really hard. He hits for 4. He can be ready with aggression. So a very good play normally is just, you swing with Grand Inquisitor, then you do aggression, probably draw a card, ready Grand Inquisitor, hit for another 8. He's hidden. That is really, really important because, decks like Anakin and stuff like that are just trying to clear your board all the time, and he gets to swing hopefully twice, and that makes a huge, huge difference against those control decks. We've talked about aggressive negotiations. The Case of War is really good here. You have to play very intelligent with it because this is to each player's base. So you can die if you use this, but normally it doesn't matter. Like if you're gonna die when you're using the Case of War, you're already losing the game. But this is just a really amazing game closer. So very good card. You just swing as much as you can, go as fast as you can, and then try to close the game with the Case of War. Especially good against control players, which are keeping a bunch of cards in hand, and suddenly you're hitting them for 7, 8 damage to base after already rushing them at the start. So very good. We've talked about Sudden Ferocity, just an amazing card overall. And we're playing 2 Hot Lieutenants. I think this is an amazing inclusion. You get to attack with a unit, and it gets +2/+0 for the attack. And then you get a 3/4 body. Sometimes this is just enough what you're missing to close the game, those extra 2 damage, and then they have to deal with 2 units on board. And he hits hard. He's a 3/4, so it's good enough. Just not the card you play the most, just because of that 4 cost, where you're trying to optimize on the lower costs. And then aggression. This card is so important. All of its abilities are relevant. We know usually the draw card and the ready a unit with your less power was not that important, but we've built our deck around it, and an aggressive deck without aggression doesn't really make sense. So 2 Ruthless Raiders just to close off that top of the curve if the game is going long. And that's your list. Let's go and jump into the matches and see how it goes. Okay, so here we go. We're up against Obi-Wan. 28 HP base, that's good to see for an aggression deck. We'll go ahead and start. I really don't like this hand because we don't have anything to play on turn 1. We'll mulligan this. It's good to see Sudden Ferocity, and it's good to see, like Sherman, but we need to be able to play stuff. Okay, we can get rid of this. I really like this, although, yeah, maybe to ready Dedra. I like these cards, so I guess I'm going to drop the Hoth Lieutenant. That's fine. And let's start with this. And then whatever he plays, we need to try and deal damage to it. Perfect. He'll probably give me a card. That's fine. And let's go ahead and pass. Let's see. So we could potentially do Daring Raid, another Reckless, and Dedra's ability this turn. So let's do that. Keep aggression. We'll probably take 3. If we don't, we'll just Daring Raid it ASAP. Okay, no problem. Oh, so he Surprise Strike. Okay, that's fine. Let's try and kill it. We need to keep drawing. Just in case we get... There you go. We got Aggressive Negotiation. That's really good. We'll play this, and we'll kill this because we're taking big damage. Let's pass. Okay, I like the Hoth Lieutenant here. I also like Academy Disciplinarian. I think Parnodia is good, but it's going to be a bit slow and doesn't match up, so let's just drop it. Okay. That's still not safe for him. We can deal with it with Dedra. Let's see. Do we have... We don't have that there. She's going to deal 4 damage. Although we can use Tarkin Town. I think Tarkin Town's the best moment to use it right now. We'll let him heal 1. That's fine. We'll Tarkin Town it. We'll deal 2. Okay, now we deploy Dedra. We could have first tried to deal with it, because we're going to have 1 extra... Oh, yeah, that was my bad. Okay, so deploy Dedra. We're going to swing for 4, right? Then we play this, ready her, and swing for another 4. And then we got a really good board present. He's down on cards. He is going to get to deploy Obi-Wan this turn, though. So we need to find... We can deal with it with aggression, though. So let's pass. And let's see. Yeah, I want to be able to play Daring Raid as well as aggression this turn. Let's see what he plays. But yeah, last turn, it was a lot better to just try and ping it with Dedra first. Because if I would have probably drawn a card. And then this is 1 more damage, which is really, really, really important right now. It's fine. We have aggression, which can ready us Dedra again. And there you go. Yeah, it was really hard for him to come back from that. So let's requeue and try and do match number 2. Okay, we're up against... Okay, mirror match. Interesting. Let's try and see how you should play the mirror match. I like this starting hand. We can research 1 of this. Probably the crosshairs. Okay, he didn't want to play it. That's acceptable. Okay, so here we go. We're up against our Chris. We really need to rush her. Let's see. I really like this opening hand. We have the Bo-Katan. I think we can keep this. I think we drop this too. I really like this for turn 2. Although I can't ready Bo-Katan, so yeah, not really. He's good with Dedra though. Let's see. I like the sudden raid just to be able to deal with something later on. Okay, let's drop this. And we'll just start with Bo-Katan. I think it's good to apply pressure. Go ahead and claim. Okay, I like Crosshair here because we can play Crosshair and do Dedra's ability. Hurts to lose a second aggression, but I have to. Let's start off with... just trying to deal with Ganji. Okay, he let us draw. He resupplies. We'll still kill Ganji this turn. Do we want to kill Ganji? Actually, we don't need to. Let's just keep applying pressure. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So we'll play crosshairs. He claims, we kill Ganji. And we'll pass. Okay, so we've got some pretty nice options here. Let's research this. We're ahead in cards, so Dedra's going to be hitting really, really hard this turn. And Crosshair as well. Let's see what he plays. Okay, so that's a really good play, but it's probably better to just really, really hit him really hard this turn. So let's just start attacking. I'm not going to control board. I'm going to see if that works for me. I could have cleared his board this turn. Although we can potentially still do that. Let's see. Okay, I'll deploy. And let's see here. On attack, you may deal 1 damage to another friendly unit. Deal 2 damage to a base. Let's do that. So here, deal damage to Dedra. Then we can attack here. That hurts, but that's fine. Then we'll play aggression, right? We will deal 4 damage to a unit. We will ready a unit with 3 or less power. We'll ready Dedra. We'll swing for 4. And we're in a pretty good position here. I really like the Hoth Lieutenant here. As let's just resource this, and we need to try and close it off this turn, or it's going to get really, really scary. That, for example, is really scary, but I think it's okay if we can really rush this. So let's do this. Bam, bam, bam. Damage here. Up to 18. Claims the initiative. Up to 21. And I guess we deal one more, and we pass. And this is a turn where I don't want to resource anything. There's no benefit in doing that, and we get one more damage off this. Okay. How do we want to deal with that? So probably deal 2 with crosshairs. He's down 23 resources. I don't want to waste aggressive negotiations on this guy. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Maybe try and deal 3 first. Yeah. Worst case scenario, okay, this is a very good draw. Okay, takes it with blue leader, that's fine. So let's see, I can do 2 damage here with Daring Raid, and then just deal with it with Hoth Lieutenant. Let's see what he plays. That's also fine, we'll deal with this. And then we can aggressive negotiations here, and that's game. So there you have it. We can really, really rush them. That was nice. Let's go and play our last game and see how this goes. Remember, if you enjoyed these videos, it really helps out the channel. If you comment, comment down below whatever decks you like, interact with the video. It's really good to talk to all of you in the comments. So that's really cool if you can do that. Right here, there's a very bad hand. Like although, how can Yoda deal really fast with her space unit? I'm gonna try a crazy here and just go Kai Silencer, put a Sudden Ferocity on it on turn 2, then deploy Dedra on turn 4, and put another Sudden Ferocity and just try and win that way. So let's go ahead and keep. I'll drop this, Oh god, I could have dropped one Sudden Ferocity and kept the Warrior because we need it actually in the... That's fine. That's fine. We'll just do it next turn. It's still 2 cards that I don't need right now in my hand. One Sudden for... Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, if we could have kept the other guy, and then that was just a better play. Okay, let's try and deal with this. We can maybe find a 1 cost. We're going to need to change our strategy a little bit. That was pretty good. Let's go ahead and pass. And I like Hotshot Blaster here. We don't need Daring Raid anymore. Not really. Hopefully our way on space is open now. Let's do this. Perfect. And now we just have to wait for him to attack before, because we don't want to give him that restore 2. And we still haven't put... Okay, I really need to put that... Okay, 1 Sudden Ferocity down. Stop doing dumb things. Okay. He passes. Okay. That makes sense for him. I think we still deploy Dedra and play Sudden Ferocity on her. And then we play Hotshot Blaster on her as well. We're putting all our eggs into the same basket, which is scary though. But let's do it. Trigger. That's fine. That's fine. We probably want to attack right now because he probably has something like takedown or something like that. So we at least get the damage in. Oh, wow. Okay. Good thing is we can deal with that, right? when played and when it attacks. So yeah, we can still do a really, really hard swing with Dedra right now. I'm tempted to not even research anything because I need to deal as much damage as I can. So I just go done, right? And we just go aggressive negotiations into Dedra, into Tarkin Town, and his is game over. Like, whatever he does, you know, it's still going to be really hard for him. We go ahead and... Okay. This is bad. We need to draw anything that just does 1 damage. Let's go ahead and claim. He's going to kill Dedra. Or probably... No, he has to kill Dedra. Okay. And perfect. We did draw it. We do play a lot of cards that actually do that. We need to get rid of things in hand just so we deal less damage to our base, but that's it. Game over. So there you have it. Amazing, amazing deck. Really, really hard hitting. Really cool cards. Well, hopefully you like it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.